Right, so whilst the biggest winners of Jeremy Hunt's budget are apparently those earning over £300,000, not surprising given the cap on lifetime pensions allowances being abolished, raising the ceiling of those maximum pension payouts down the line, taken fresh off the back of Hunt abolishing the cap on bankers' bonuses last year. Remember that one? He really is a chancellor for the rich, isn't he? The bit Hunt didn't mention that has cropped up in the small print of his budget, however, that is going to make him about as popular as a Monday morning amongst ordinary working class people, is the tax hike he's inflicted on them across the country at the same time. Did you miss that bit? Yeah, he didn't mention it. What he's done is freeze the income tax thresholds where they are, the points at which ordinary workers start paying basic, higher, and the additional rates of income tax based on their earnings. Inflation is currently at 8.8%, so annual in line with inflation wage rises and rises in taxable benefits are going to push incomes up through the thresholds because the thresholds themselves are not rising at all. They're not moving, they're not budging an inch. If people were to actually be better off, those thresholds should be rising at the same time and at the same rate of inflation, but they're not. Your income nominally goes up, but your personal tax burden ends up going up with it, leaving you feeling none the better off, despite bits and pieces in Hunt's budget that might have made you feel like you're going to be doing a little bit better and making a mockery of the Tory making work pay mantra once again. As a result of this stealth tax on ordinary workers, Hunt is expected to rake in an estimated £29.3 billion a year off the backs of them. Still, at least bankers can earn bigger bonuses and inflate their pension pots. Hey, hurrah! Permit me a moment to roll my eyes out loud. This government has all the honesty of a snake oil salesman and all the integrity of an overdunked rich tea biscuit. This all equates to an extra 4 pence in the pound on income tax for ordinary workers in a cost of living crisis, with some 3.2 million people who are going to be dragged into the basic rate tax band, paying income tax where previously they did not. 2.1 million basic rate taxpayers will now become higher rate taxpayers, and some 450,000 people will end up in the highest 45 pence tax rate bracket now. Hunt has gone into this budget flatly refusing to cut taxes, he says, yet he still delivered the equivalent of that to the wealthiest, whilst hammering families and ordinary workers with a stealth tax he didn't have the balls to mention in his speech to Parliament yesterday. The only bad tax is one aimed at the wrong people, and Tory taxation is getting even worse for that. He has the nerve to stare to camera with his mad eyes and say, I will do what is best for the economy. But this is an economy yet again being driven off the backs of the lowest paid, who won't feel better off, and whose spending drives that economy and reduces inflation. Now, Hunt or those who support him might say, no, Damo, you've got it quite wrong. Everybody knows the rich create wealth and jobs and must be looked after. Look at it from our point of view. But I'm afraid I'm unable to look at anything from Hunt's point of view, let alone yours, because I can't get my head that far up my arse. Look at it from my point of view instead. It's short-sighted ideological idiocy. It is a big fat con, and it's always in the days that follow a budget that all of this eventually comes to light because there's no honesty or integrity here. It'll result in a continuation of mediocre growth, as those who drive it, ordinary working class people across the country, continue to be starved of the means to do so. And if Hunt thinks after 13 years of giving bungs to the rich, paid for off the backs of the rest of us, over and over, that his party is somehow going to convince us all that the Tories are the ones to be trusted with the economy, well, that bubble has already burst sunshine. He's just making sure everybody who hasn't sat up and taken notice yet damn well knows it too. Tax the rich. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the vid, please do hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment and hit the notification bell too, so you don't miss the next one. Also, look out for me on social media and other interesting stuff by clicking on that Linktree link in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Cheers, folks.